Hey guys, welcome back to another video for analysis of another country. Since in the last video about our country analysis, I just analyzed how the population of India. So it's about India, Indian population, like rural population, urban population, and what are all the food habits of Indian people. Also, what kind of minerals can be are extracting from the India. So there are a lot of things we analyzed for India. So today I'm gonna analyze Australian uh, country, Australia. So I just took a country Australia for today's session, and I wanted to analyze. So what is the current population of Australia, and what are all the factors impacting population growth? Is it increasing or a decreasing trend? And also where the most of the people are living in a rural area or urban area, and what are all the food habits of Australian people. I don't think so this is an accurate information, but as per the data sets I have collected from Kaggle as well as World Bank websites, so I'm gonna analyze. So as per the data available and as per the data I have taken from these websites, so I'm gonna analyze about Australia. So this is about Australia. So first of all, let me import all the necessary libraries to analyze the data. NumPy for mathematical computations, and also Pandas is for data manipulation. Matplotlib.pyplat as a PLT. This is for a visualization part. And if I wanted to do any further advanced visualizations, I need to import Seaborn, one of the Python's visualization tool. So I have imported Seaborn as SNS, and I don't want to see any warnings in the later part of the session. So that is why I have imported warnings and I ignored it. And I'm importing date time. If I wanted to work on date or time related data, so I need to import the date time. So I'm just setting these options so that I'll be able to see all the columns and all the rows. For example, if my data set has 100 rows and 10 columns, or 100 rows and 100 columns, so it will not display all the columns or all the rows based on the requirement or the system setup we have. It will show only the first few columns, then you can see dotted line, or some columns are hidden, then you can see last few columns. And also similarly it can be applied for rows as well. So you can see top 10 to 15 rows, and followed by some rows will be hidden, and you can see the uh, end last 10 or 15 rows. So I don't want to see like that. I don't want I wanted to see the data, like what is the shape of the my data. So for example, if I take here, my shape of the data is 234 rows and 17 columns. So I wanted to look at the entire 234 columns and 17 rows. So if I wanted to look 234 rows and 17 columns, you have to set the options like display dot maximum columns and display dot maximum rows. So that is how, when you set these options, then you'll be able to see the entire data. So that is one thing. And also, so I have loaded the data with the pd.read. So I'm using a CSV file. So that is the reason why I used CSV. And this is my data set. So let me run this. First, let me run this, and let me run this. And this is the shape of the data set. And also now let me have a look at the data first, so that we'll be able to understand what how. Okay, so we have the rank nothing but. So this is about the population. So here you can see the data set is world population and country wise rankings. For example, if I take the Afghanistan AFG, it is at 36th rank. So being India being number one country, and Afghanistan is at 36th place. So there is a rank as per the population, and the name of the country, capital city, and the continent where the country is from, and 2022 population, 2020, 2015. So similarly, we have the data for different years. So this is about the world population data set. So here, since we are looking at the Australian population, so let me have a look at the Australian by. So here, if I wanted to look at the top 10 countries, so here you have the ranking, right? If I wanted to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, top 10 countries with the rank. So this is how I sorted the values. My data is data dot. If I wanted to sort the values, sort values, and here by you need to give the column on which column you wanted to sort the data. So here I wanted to sort the data with 2022 population column. So that is why I have taken 2022 population column. And how you wanted to sort the data in a ascending order or in a descending order. So I want descending order. I want the top country in the first row, then followed by the ranks. Number second country in the second place, third country, third place. So that like that I wanted. So that is why I wanted ascending is equal to I given false, so that we will get the order in a descending order, like the highest value will be presented at the top. And I wanted only 10, so that is why I have given head of 10. So if I run this, then I'll be able to see top 10 countries. So here, if you can see the most populated countries in 2022, so China, India, this is as of 2022, India has been already crossed China. So this is anyhow we have discussed about all these things in the last video only when we are analyzing about India. So same details. So you can see the top 10 countries as per the population: United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Nigeria, Brazil, Bangladesh, Russia, Mexico. So now we wanted to sort the data for Australia. We wanted to see how much is the population of Australia. So if I wanted to get the Australian, so since my Australia name is under country or territory, so I need to give country or territory equal to Australia. So that is what I did. Then if I look at the Australian data, so here you can see Australia is being ranked at a 55th place. So if I take entire world of 196 or 200 countries, I don't know exact number. So out of 200, let's take the number as 200. So if you take out of 200, Australia is ranked at 55th as per the population, and the capital city is Canberra, and continent is Oceania. So it is nothing but Australia only. And the 2022 population is oh, 2 crores 61 lakh 77,413. So it is 2.6 crore. Similarly, you can see the data for 2020, 2015, 2010, 2000. So the population is increasing. I don't think so. It's the rate of population increase is not very high. So here you can see for 2020 it is 2.56 and it is 2.61. It is increasing, but not at a rate where we can worry. So this is how the data for Australia population. So as of 2022, and as per the latest data, the current population of Australia is 26, like 2 crore 66 lakhs 97,502. So this is 2022, and this is further 2024. I think latest data, and there is a change, or there is a increase of 6 17 and I 50 lakhs population increased from 2022 to 2024. 50 lakhs population, half a million increased. And that is about the population. If I wanted to look at the similar data with a different data set, so now I wanted to look at the countries of the world data set. So where this is also about the population, but we do have a different columns which will give me a different information. Like you can see it has a GDP, also GDP per capita, and also literacy rate, phones per thousand arable, crops also, and also climate. So we do have different columns where if I wanted to look at the birth rate, death rate, agriculture, industry, service, something like that. So this data set, we can able to look at all these details. So that is why I have loaded. So let me look at the Australia. Mm, okay, so this is for Australia. So Australia, the population, the current population is we have 22, I mean 2.66 crore. So here it is showing 2 crore. I think it's a old data. And you can see the area is like square miles. I think square miles are square miles only. uh, it is one of the biggest or largest country in the world, because a lot of the area is covered by a lot of deserts and forest, or and very less people. I think if I take 100 percentage of the area, only I think 10 to 20 percentage of area is suitable for the living. So if just look at this numbers, 76 lakh 86,850 square miles area it has, and population density is just 2.6 population density per square mile. And coastal line also, it has a very high coastal line, and net migration is 3.98, and also infant mortality for 1,000 births, it's 4.69. GDP is 29k per capita. Literacy rate is 100% literacy rate. Australia has 100% literacy rate. That is very good thing. And phones also, they have I mean per thousand people 6.55, and crops is 0.04, others. So climate, birth rate, death rate, agriculture. So this is how we can analyze, or we can look at a single country data from the given data set. So if I look at the rural population for Australia, so this is my data set, and this is how the data is presented inside the data set. So we have the country or area name, then the subgroup. So under the rural, we have rural female, rural male, and this is years. So we have the data till 2004, and 2004, for few countries we have data for 2004, and for few countries. So here you can see for Afghanistan we have the data for 2020, 2002 only. So let's have a look at Australian rural population, and this is for Australia. And if I look at the Australian rural population, in 2004 it is around 1.2 crore, and for rural male it is no, sorry, this is rural female data is only 12 lakhs. It is 1.2 million, sorry, not crore. It is 1.2 million, 12 lakhs 37,238 rural female. And for rural male, we have 1.3 million. So around, so if I take the entire rural population combined male and female, so here you can see the Australian rural population is year on year, whereas for 1986, which is around 1 million, which is 10 lakhs 84,000 female, and male population is very, I mean, little high. It is 1.2 million, and the combined population is 2.2 million as of 2004. 2004, sorry, 1986. And for 2001, in 2001 we have rural female is 2.9 million. I think 29 lakhs 60,000 for one. Yes, 2.9 millions. And rural male population has been increased to 3.1 million. Total is 6 million people, 60 lakhs in 2001. And if I look at the 2004 data, which is at 1.2 million, and rural male is decreased. I think the migration migrated to the urban cities, I guess. So that is about the rural population of Australia. So total, you can see the total population. Oh, that is combined years, so we don't have to look at the data. So let's have a look at the urban population. So I have loaded this data. I have taken this data set from World Bank website, and the urban population of Australia is 2004 urban female. We have 88.8 million, 88 lakhs, 60 yet 8 88 lakhs 63,753, which is around 8.8 millions. So most of the people, so if I look at the data at 2004, most of the people are living in urban areas, not a rural population is very less in Australia, and whereas the urban population is high. And here you can see, so here you can see the total population who are living in rural area is 2.5 millions in 2004, whereas if I look at the urban population in 2004, it is 17.5 millions. It is almost where is 2.5 million and where is 17.5. I think it is 70 percentage of the population is living in urban areas only, Australian people, as per the 2004 report. So that is about urban and rural population of Australia. Let's have a look at the food production or crop production in Australia. So they have a very large the area to, I mean, to produce the food grains or any kind of food related crops. So let's have a look at the food grain production in Australia. So this is my data set. And also if I wanted to look at the data for Australia, mm, so this is for Australia, and Australia has, so 1961, let's take for 1961 to, let's look at the latest data for 2021. So let me give year is equal to 2021. Okay, so now I got the data for 2021. So here you can see Australia has produced in tons. So 3 lakh 56, no, no, 3 lakh 5,655 tons of maize production. Rice production, you can see it is around 26 lakh 77,000, 26 lakhs, which is 2.6 million tons. And yams production is around um, 5 lakhs 56,000, half a million. And for wheat production is 19 lakh 70,000, which is around 1.9 million. Tomatoes production is around 55k tons, and tea production is 543k, half million. Sweet potatoes, so this is how. And you can see, and as of here, Australia is producing more rice and maize. And also if I look at the data for the sugarcane production, soya beans, potatoes, farm oil production is around 16 lakh, 1 lakh 67,000. And see, meat chicken production is very high. Here you can see chicken production is 11 lakh 91,000, 1.19 millions. Meat production and banana production is like 79k tons, and avocado production is 202k, and apples production is around 317k. So that is about the all the food grain production details from the Australia. And so if I look at the entire, I mean total combined all kinds of food grains or food productions, so Australia is producing around 36 million tons of food. It could be meat combined by all, including meat. So that is a very good thing when it comes to food production. So let's have a look at the let me represent the same data with by using matplotlib. So food production in tons and food production year on year. how the food production is increasing year on year. So food production is at 1960, which is higher than followed by food production in tons. Total food production rised year on year. Okay, right. Year food production tons total food. Okay, right. Okay, right. Okay, so here the data shows that the food production in 1960 it is around 8, and also if I look at the data, it has been decreased drastically in 1966, or I can say 1967 or 68. Then it has been decreasing till 1990. Then there is an increasing trend from 1990 to 2020. So food production has been increased from 1990 to 2020. From last 30 years, the food production is increasing in Australia, and that is about the food production. And if I wanted to look at the city-wise population, so there are a lot of cities from Australia like Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne. So if I wanted to look at the each city-wise population, so this is my data set, and this is the entire countries. And if I wanted to look at the Australia, for Australia city-wise population, so here you can see uh, the population in Sydney is, I think it is as of 2004, not a latest data. So just you need to understand that. So similar way, if you have any kind of data set, we need to analyze the data like this. Like you need to sort the data as per the columns. You need to filter it out as per your requirement, then apply the condition. Then you'll be able to get the data as per your requirement. Here, I'm just taking the Australian data, so that is why Australia is represented as AU. So I just filtered out country name is equal to Australia, and here I'm sorting the values by the population and in a descending order, and I wanted top 10 rows. So this is how it could be a latest data or oldest data, that is okay, but the process is same. So here if I look at the Sydney, and the ancient city name is also Sydney, and the region is 02, and the population is in Sydney, which is around 43 lakh, half million people are living in Sydney. Then Melbourne is 37, 370, 3 lakh 73,000. Sorry, it is 3.7 million. And for Sydney, it is 4.3 million. And for Brisbane, it is 1.8 million. Perth, Adelaide, Gold Coast, Newcastle, Canberra, Hobart. So that is how all the cities from the Australia, and you can see the population, city-wise population, and this is the coordinates for each city. So this is how you can have a look at the individual city-wise population. And if I wanted to look at, okay, city-wise population with a visualization with matplotlib, same thing. So Sydney being the most populated city from the Australia, followed by Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth. So that is what we have. We had looked at the numbers, but it is like in a visualization manner. Sydney has the most populated city in the Australia, and followed by Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, Gold Coast, Newcastle, Canberra, Wollongong, and Hobart. So this is about the city-wise population. And also, if I wanted to look at the energy consumption in India, sorry, in Australia, sorry, energy consumption in Australia. So this is my data set for energy consumption worldwide, and I'm just taking for Australian data for energy consumption. So here you can see the data. This data set has a country name followed by year, then ISO code, population, GDP, biofuel consumption change, and also biofuel share, electricity and carbon intensity, coal, then electricity demand, electricity generation, electricity shared energy. So there are fossil fuels, gas, there are a lot of features are there for different kinds of energy sources. So let's have a look at the Australian energy consumption. So here you can see the population is, so these are all the the columns, how the Australia, I think we do not have the latest data for Australia, so that is why this is oldest data. But this is how the energy consumption in Australia. Okay, data is not. Let me give energy.tail. Right. So we have the data for 2002 also. If I look at the uh, like see biofuel consumption change rate is 7.7, and followed by biofuel consumption with biofuel consumption per capita biofuel consumption. So you can see the data as per the energy and how the Australian people are consuming the different kinds of energies. It could be biofuel, carbon, coal related, fossil related, and also hydro energy. So all are energy resources and how the energy is producing and how much energy is producing versus the consumption every year on year. So this is about energy consumption in Australia. And so let's have a look at the food habits of Australia, like meat consumption. This is only for meat consumption. And so my data has location, subject, measure, and time. So here, if I look at the data for Australia, and so here you can have a look at the data. So the meat consumption has been increasing trend. For 1990, it's at 500 or at 400 in tons, I guess. It's in, then it has been increased drastically from 1990 to 1993 or something like that, or 91. Then it's increasing trend only. It is a linear relationship with the total meat consumption versus year. So that as of 2025, it has crossed, I can say 3,400, something near to the 3,400. It has been crossed meat consumption in India, sorry, in Australia. So the meat consumption is increasing day by day in Australia. And this is about category wise, like poultry, sheep, beef, and pig. So this beef and pig are in kilograms, and this is in consumption in thousands of tons. For poultry and sheep production is in thousands of tons. So this is how the data, how the Australian people are consuming different kinds of meat, like chicken, poultry, nothing but chicken, and sheep production, nothing but mutton, and beef production is could be and pig production. So here the data shows that the poultry has been increasing. See, when 1990s it is around 500 or 450, something like that, then exponentially increased. So in 2025 it's around 1500. The poultry industry is developing in Australia, whereas the sheep production has been decreasing. So in 1990, sheep production is high, nearly at 400, and it has been decreased. Now the production is at 250, I guess, 250 or 300, near to. So this is how the data for meat consumption in Australia. And so what are all the mineral ores or the different types of metals or materials extracting or mining from the Australia? So this data is for different kinds of metals or mines on Australia has with the location. So this data, country and the state where the particular ore that mine is located, and this is exactly the coordinates, latitude and longitude, and region nothing but the country Oceania. So that is why it is replaced as OC. And so the commodity, nothing but lead, zinc, copper, vanadium, and occurrence. So this is how the mineral ores present in Australia. And if I look at the billionaires in Australia, so this is the list about the world billionaires, and I have sorted for Australia. And Australia has a lot of billionaires. Here you can see. So the I mean, data shows that the Gina Reinhardt, who and ranked at 46 in 2014, and the company founded is 1955, and the company name is Hancock Prospecting, and company relationship is relation. Company sector is mining. So she's from mining industry. So like we discussed about how, what are all the mines are present in Australia. So she's, I don't know, female. Okay, she's from same mining industry. Company type is new. Age is 60 and a female, Australian citizenship, and so location country Australia. And so this is how these are all the list of billionaires from the Australia. So let's look at okay, total annual rate of population change. So in Australia, the population change. So if you look at the year-on-year population change, okay, this is, let me give a head. 2000, okay, these are future predicted values. Let me have a tail of 20. It is not working. I wanted current years. Okay, so I think we can have a nice look. Okay, this will give me nice. Let me look at the 2024 data. So in 2024, the population rate is 0.9. Population rate is okay, 0.9%. And for whereas it is same in 2023 and 2022, the population growth is increased. This is 50. Sorry, I need to go down. 2024, 2028 only. So now 2008 is 0.3 percentage, and 2009 0.3, and year on year it is increasing till 2008. So it is increasing only, and here you can see for 2020 to 2014 it is decreasing manner, increasing only. Sorry, the population growth is increasing on year on year. Let's take from 2014 to 2024 in 10 year span, there is not much increase, 0.09%. So this is the population growth in Australia, and this is the graph which shows the population growth year on year. So population growth is in 1960 it is very high. It is around 3 point. It is nearly 3 plus percentage, and it has been decreased and increased in 1965. Then the followed by years it has been decreased, and the forecast is also showing that the population growth average growth has been decreasing from 2022. In future also the data shows that the in future also the population growth has been decreasing manner. That is not a good thing, whereas the country's growth is relating or related to the average growth rate. So if the population growth rate is decreasing, that means that is not a good sign for the countries. So that is about the population growth, average population growth, and the education details, and the education stats like educational attainment at least completed primary, population 25 years. So over 25 years old percent, since we spoke about the literacy rate of Australia is around nearly 100%. So that is why you can see all the fields are around 99.9, 99.8, which is like everyone are educated. The literacy rate of Australia is 100%. So that is a very good thing. And employment to population ratio, here you can see the population at 53% in 2007, and also so it has been at here you can see this will have a nice details. The male population from 15 to 24 years old, the unemployment rate is like 57%, and it has been decreased then increased from 1904 to 96. Unemployment rate has been increased, then it has been decreased to 57% in 1997, then it has been increasing trend only. In 2006 it's very high, 63 percentage. So this is only for the data for males whose age is 15 to 24 year bucket. So this is about the unemployment rate, and this is about the reason, annual deaths by causes. So let me have a look at the recent data. 2004. So these are all the reasons, like how the people died with which disease, and how these are all the numbers, how many people have died just because of this Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, nutritional deficiency, malaria. So malaria, none have been died. There are no records for malaria, and drowning, interpersonal violence. So these are all the data, how the people, I mean, the death reason or cause of the death is from 1990 to 2014. And males versus female, like sex ratio. So Australian sex ratio is like as of 2024, the estimated is like 99, 0.99% for every thousand females. Like it's around 990 males for every female, sorry, every thousand females. So the sex ratio, and this is about solid fuels, how the Australian people are using the solid fuels. And this data is like they are using zero, they're not using anything. I don't think I think we do not have the data for solid fuels for Australia. So this is how we can analyze everything about like a country. Like I have imported this. Like I'm not covering everything, but I just had to cover everything within 30 or 40 minutes so that we can able to understand how we are extracting the data, and why, how we are getting insights, some useful insights from the imported data sets. Like for example, here in the last video and also today's video, I have looked at the entire population of Australia and how the people are living in rural and urban areas. And also I have visualized a few things like how the population growth, how the unemployment rate, and how the meat consumption in Australia, something like that. So we can do some interesting analysis if we have a proper data sets. So this is the way we can do some analysis around countries. So with this video, we are done with India and Australia. So I'm gonna come up with different countries with some more interesting stats about that countries. So if you have any questions, or if you wanted to cover me about a different country, so please do comment on the video so that I'll be able to collect few informations which is not a part of this video. If you are looking, if you wanted to look at different statistics about a different country, please do comment in the video so that I'll try to collect that data sets, and I'll try to do the analysis as per your requirements. Then you'll be able to look at some stats, as well as you can able to see how we are extracting the data from the data sets. So that is about Australia, guys. I hope it is a bit interesting video rather than normal technical things. It is technical things with some stats. So that is about Australia, guys. So thank you. So if you really like this content about Australia, so please do subscribe the channel, and don't forget to like the video. Bye, guys. See you later.